to be pod-smacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
Welcome to the show, guys. Sorry, had a couple technical issues here, but I'm here, and that's all that really matters, isn't it? Much to get to today on the show. How's your week been? I hope it's been glorious. Mine's been interesting. My kids have been home every day this week because we've had ice. I won't say ice storms, just enough ice to close the schools. So anyway, they're home, and I'm working around the house, and I'm getting all sorts of stuff done. And anyway, we're glad to have you joining me tonight. I want to get to a lot of things as the show progresses, including the differences yesterday between the very cordial and civil conversation that was had by victims of the Florida shooting, survivors, other people in the White House with Donald Trump mediating, versus the CNN 5,000 people mob last night. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. We're the civil ones, and we have the guns. Okay? We supporters of the Second Amendment, we gun owners, we're the civil ones. And we're well armed. On the other side, you've got people who are locked and loaded with their political ideology. They are ready to go on a moment's notice, using any tragedy they can for their political gain. Guys, I don't care if it's a hurricane. I don't care if it's a mass shooting. I don't care what the hell it is. A fire in California. They are locked and loaded and ready to make it political. And I tell you what, I'm sick and gosh damn tired of it. I'm sick and gosh damned tired of it. Last night, CNN, Marco Rubio, Dana Lash. It's not Dana Loesch. It's Dana Lash. I know Dana. It's Dana Lash. Rush. It's Dana Lash. It's not the Dana Loesch. Everybody's calling her Dana Loesch. It's Dana Lash. Anyway, they were treated like animals last night. They were thrown to the wolves last night at a CNN forum, which was stacked with people who are anti-gun, and it was sickening. It was sickening. Because you've got people like Wayne LaPierre. Wayne LaPierre's the head of the NRA. Who belongs to the NRA? You and me. These are American citizens. They're not some sort of a dark group that want people to die. These are people in the country who like to shoot for sport, like to shoot for hunting, like to defend themselves. But they've been demonized. You and I have been demonized. Guys, there are people in the country who feel like NRA members are evil and must be killed. They had a billboard outside of like Louisville, Kentucky that said, "Kill NRA. Kill the NRA." You know, this is insane. This is batshit crazy. I have a gun or two in the house, and I'm a patriotic American, and I'm a loving individual. I'm involved in my kids' school. I would never harm a flea. And you've got people who are just, they are ideologues. They are fed by radical organizations, including MoveOn.org, Barack Obama's Organizing for America, George Soros, all of the sundry groups that he's affiliated with. Last night, the event that CNN hosted was stacked with anti-gun radicals. They were bust in. They were bust in, guys. And I told you this yesterday. There's a big march, and all these kids are going to get together and march on the Capitol on the 15th. They're going to walk out. They're going to walk out of classes. The same people who are organizing that are not kids in high school. They're the same people who put together the Women's March in Washington, D.C. right after Donald Trump got inaugurated. And by the way, those were all funded by Soros, hosted by radicals. You remember and I hate to use this word, pussy hat movement and all that, and Madonna and all these idiots. It's not a women's movement. It's not a women's march. It doesn't mean anything. It is just using women to promote an ideology and an agenda, which is anti-life, pro-abortion, pro-socialism, anti-gun. It's the same old stuff, guys. It's the same old stuff. If you would please share, I would greatly appreciate it because we've got much to get to on the show. Before we go any further, I just want to mention sponsor of the show, Pit Barrel Cookers, pitbarrelcooker.com. There's a link right now on the right above me, just right above me there. We are partnering with them. If you want to order any one of the cookers or the glorious things that they have, all you got to do is right there above me here on this video podcast is just click on there. You can order any of the smokers. We'll get credit for it. All right? Liberty One TV and me, we're going to get credit for this. And we're going to show the power of the conservative consumer. All right. I've got a Pit Barrel Classic. That's the one on the left, and it is glorious. And you can order one, any of the big Pit Barrel cookers. And there's postage paid. Okay. There's no shipping. I got the big dog right there. That's the Classic. And I've learned a lot about them in the last about a week. They're easy to use. You can use them as a grill or a smoker or a cooker, and they're just glorious. You can put ribs in there and pork butt in there and bacon in there and whatever, and let it just leave it. Light the coals and leave it all day. And then you could take it to a tailgate party. They've got a smaller version of it that's fantastic. It is honestly, and built by a veteran. Came back from Iraq with PTSD. Noah Glanville, going to be joining me on the show tomorrow. He and his wife, Amber, put this company together, and these things are sick and wrong. They are ridiculous, man. They are ridiculous. So you just click on that link above me right here on American Journal Review. And if you order anything, we get credit for it. So will you do that? And for my brother who created this, Terry Littlepage, let's show the world. Let's show the social media magnates who would shut down conservative voices that we are a power to be reckoned with. Order a Pit Barrel cooker. All right? I'd greatly appreciate it. A couple of good news things today. The jobless claims continue to plunge. Wasn't it like a month ago that CNN, they did an entire show. I remember I was in Atlanta. They did an entire day where Donald Trump was supposed to be insane. Literally the entire day was spent on Donald Trump being mentally unhinged, either some sort of mental illness or the beginnings of some sort of mania, but possibly Alzheimer's. Remember that, guys? CNN did that for a day. CNN, you know what? CNN sucks balls. CNN sucks balls. They're done. CNN is done. They are as bad or worse than MSNBC. You must admit, if you saw that town hall last night, town hall, might as well call it a town hall. You saw that last night. And then, like I said, a month ago, they're saying Donald Trump is mentally ill. He needs to be removed from office. Mika Brzezinski, who's the last person who should be claiming that somebody else has mental illness. All of these people are saying these terrible things about, and you know what? It's really crazy. If this guy is so unhinged and so insane and so hobbled by Alzheimer's and dementia, how's this happening? How's that happening? How are jobless claims plunging to 222,000, the second lowest mark in decades? Is it accidental? A lot of people are saying, thank you, Obama. I say thank you, Obama, too. Thank you for leaving office. Because you sucked balls. Yeah. Thursday, their mark is the lowest since the early 70s, setting aside the week of January 13th, which claims touched as low as 216,000. Report should raise expectations for very strong jobs report for the month of February. Pretty amazing stuff for a guy who has dementia. Unemployment rate 4.1%. There are about 1.1% unemployed workers for every advertised job opening, a ratio lower than during the housing boom when I bought a house, which was not cool. Which was not cool at all. All right, I'm seeing some shares here. I'm seeing Lisa, hello. And John, what's going on, brother? Guys, share, and if you're on the, if you are watching and sharing, please tell me where you're watching. I'd love to know. I would really love to know where you're watching. Okay? All right. Bad news for Democrats. Soaring optimism could mean the Democrats' blue wave in the midterms going down the tank. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. And listen to this, too, also. This is kind of interesting. Despite the never-ending drumbeat of Russia collusion and all this crap. And honestly, guys, look at the media and their treatment of Donald Trump versus Barack Obama. Barack Obama was coronated. Barack Obama was coronated. Donald Trump came in and he's been hammered from day one. How is it that this awful, dementia-riddled, insane president has approval rating at 48% as of Wednesday, according to Rasmussen? Obama's at this time in his term was 45%. How is that? How is that? I don't get it. Guy's insane, right? Suffering dementia. He's crazy. He's grabbing women by the P word and all that crap. You know, it is remarkable. It is absolutely remarkable. William Finnerty is joining me from Baltimore. William, I've got a story today out of Baltimore. And I lived in D.C. for 12 years. Baltimore right now appears to be a mess. I saw that robberies are up 88% in Baltimore. Hold on, I've got Baltimore. It just was declared the most violent place to live, and this sucks because Baltimore kicks ass. I like Baltimore. I miss Baltimore. Used to go down there to the Inner Harbor. Used to go down there and get some unbelievable crab cakes. Ridiculous, right? Baltimore. Why in the hell is Baltimore? Here it is. Listen to this. Not just homicides that have increased in Baltimore. Commercial robberies up 88%. 3-year spike in violent crime in Baltimore draws most of the attention because business owners across the city have suffered a similar increase in commercial robberies. Such crime has risen 88% in the last 5 years. From 560 commercial robberies 2013 to 1,000 last year. People are worried in Baltimore, dude. You know, and it's a shame because Baltimore, if you ever get a chance to, guys, if you get a chance to, go to Fort McHenry and see the film where the Star Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key. He looked at Fort McHenry in the distance. And if you go to Baltimore, and you might wear a bulletproof vest, but if you go to Baltimore, go to Fort McHenry and see it. And I remember my wife is not an emotional person. And we saw this film about the Battle of Fort McHenry and the Star Spangled Banner, and then they raise this curtain and you see the flag that was, well, not the flag that was hanging above Fort McHenry, but you see a flag. It'll make you lose it. It's just beautiful. Also, you might want to do a tour, diners, drive-ins, and dives tour of Baltimore. Baltimore, the Hill, Italian food is ridiculous there. All right. Joni in Kentucky, God bless you. Linda in Idaho. John in Chicago, baby. Chicago. Yeah, Joni says Maryland, Baltimore used to be a beautiful city. It still can be brought back. It still can be brought back. It still can. All right, let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday with a town hall with the president. I want to mention a guy yesterday whose daughter died, Andrew Pollock. And I want to play this, and I'll intersperse some comments. Andrew Pollock, and I guess, I don't know, guys, we've had a Parkland County school shooting last week, and it literally was a week ago, yesterday. We've already got a CNN town hall about it last night. We've already had kids interviewed, and I just find the whole thing quite sordid. Yesterday, the president, and I thought yesterday, by inviting people into the White House to meet with the president, regardless of your political ideology, I thought there was some profound respect on either side, and you may disagree. I don't know how you could. I thought it was graceful. I thought it was diverse. There was no yelling. I just don't understand how somebody who can lose their daughter last week can even talk. But Andrew Pollock, he did it. There were other people last night at this giant CNN debacle where they attacked conservatives and Dana Lash and the NRA and Marco Rubio. We'll get to that in a second. But Andrew Pollock last night, his 17-year-old daughter, Meadow, died. And God darn it, I just can't imagine what he's going through. And here's what he had to say to the president yesterday. I'm just going to let him speak here. And I'm working on getting video, by the way. Right now, I've just got audio. I'm working on the video. Here's Andrew Pollack.
My daughter has no voice. She was murdered last week, and she was taken from us. Shot 9 times on the 3rd floor. We, as a country, failed our children. This shouldn't happen. We go to the airport. I can't get on a plane with a bottled water, but we leave it. Some animal could walk into a school and shoot our children. It's just not right, and we need to come together as a country and work on what's important, and that's protecting our children in the schools. That's the only thing that matters right now. Everyone has to come together and not think about different laws. We need to come together as a country, not different parties, and figure out how we protect the schools. It's simple. It's not difficult. We protect.
Now, he's right. We've been having this conversation about gun control, and the left in this country, they're monochromatic as far as their view is concerned. They are one-dimensional as far as their view is concerned. They are radical, and they are screaming. And they are screaming, no guns, no guns, literally no guns, no guns, no guns. Not going to happen. It's just not, quite simply not going to happen. All right? You've got people like this man. You've got people on the right side of the political equation who are saying, okay, let's look at some gun control possibilities, and let's also look at the other contributing factors, because there are 300 million plus guns out there, and 0.00001% of them are being used for mass shootings. Now, if guns are the problem, then do you have an AK? Or not an AK? You're not going to have an AK. But do you have an assault rifle? Then you should be a threat, right? If it's the guns, you should be a threat. And I'm going to tell you also, the left in this country believes that is the case. If you have an assault rifle, you are the threat. They really, and honestly, they want to get rid of all weapons, period. They do. That is their utopia. It's not going to happen. It quite simply is not possible. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're not going to fundamentally change the Bill of Rights, and they're not going to confiscate weapons like they did in Australia. They're not going to do it, okay? They're not going to do it. And I got to tell you, I don't think that Democrats want this to be fixed, because you're always in a state of what's the word I'm looking for? Democrats always say, we need to fix our roads. We need to fix our schools. We need to fix Social Security. We need to fix this. We need comprehensive gun control. And they never do anything. They never do anything. I want to also mention the Republican Party has been guilty of that too. This president is not like that. This president, if you notice the first year of his administration, he's doing it. And he's already, he wants to do a few things. I saw it today. He wants to do a few things. He wants to raise, if you want to buy an assault weapon, you have to be 21 years old. Okay, whatever. I think it's ridiculous, but whatever. Because if you can fight a war and carry an assault weapon into battle, why the hell can't you buy an assault weapon? Background checks for mental illness, blah, blah, blah. Yes, of course. And bump stocks. Those are the 3 things that he is considering right now. Bump stocks are really kind of a nothing. They really are. Bump stocks only caused the mass shootings in this country one time, and that was in Mandalay Bay. But bump stocks suddenly are the villain, and there are a million ways you can make your weapon automatic. And if you really want to shoot an automatic weapon, you can just go to a firing range that has them. I'm doing a broadcast Saturday at noon Central Time from a place in Kansas City, Kansas called Frontier Justice. And we're gonna settle this. We're gonna get out some assault weapons. We're gonna get some 9s. We're gonna get some other guns, and we are going to discuss the difference. And if in fact this is all hype, this assault weapon AR-15 thing is all hype. I believe it is. But we are gonna do live video on Saturday. We're gonna debate it, and I'm gonna share it with you. We got a lot of guys on this glorious network, whether it be here or on Liberty One TV, who are, Joe Biggs is a soldier, man. He's a soldier. He could tell me, right? But I want it from a person who's not served, and God bless you if you did. But I want to share a perspective that many, just you don't have. Maybe you've never shot an assault weapon before. When I was a kid, I shot an M1 carbine rifle. I shot an M16.
So when I need to book a hotel, I want someone
who was a police, and he would bring home weapons, and we'd shoot them. We lived on a farm, and it was glorious. It was wonderful. So a little bit more from this father, Andrew Pollock, yesterday.
Airports, we protect concerts, stadiums, embassies, the Department of Education that I walked in today that has a security guard in the elevator. How do you think that makes me feel? In the elevator, they got a security guard. I'm very angry that this happened because it keeps happening. 9/11 happened once and they fixed everything.
Yeah, mostly.
How many schools, how many children have to get shot? It stops here with this administration and me. I'm not gonna sleep until it's fixed. And Mr. President, we're gonna fix it. Because I'm gonna fix it. I'm not gonna rest. And look at my boys need to live with this. I want to see everyone. You guys look at this. Me, I'm a man, but to see your children go through this, buried their sister. So that's what I keep.
This guy's pretty amazing. He's got 3 of his boys standing up there. And he says, I'm a man. I just see my boys suffering. Pretty amazing guy, right? He buried his daughter last week. And all he cares about is his sons. And this isn't bananas. This isn't crazy. This isn't all this crap. This CNN bullshit last night. And it was BS. It was BS. This is a man talking from his heart. And he's saying, we're going to fix this. And here's how we're going to fix it, guys. It's not going to be by banning a class of weapons. It's not going to be. It's just not going to be. It's going to be all of us coming together. If you're not a gun owner, it's going to take you to be vigilant. And you're going to have to be vigilant. You're going to have to pay attention. Whether you're an administrator, whether you're a police officer, whether you're just a mom or dad, you're going to have to be vigilant. That's your side of the equation, okay? All right? And here's our side of the equation. It is saying that some people need to be armed in schools. Metal detectors don't work. This kid in Florida, this Nicholas Cruz, he wouldn't have walked through a metal detector. He'd walked in with his AR-15 and said, "Oh God darn it, they've got a metal detector. I guess I can't go in and kill everybody." That's stupid. That's just stupid. But there are some other things we can do, and there's no reason why this can't be stopped. There's no reason. We have been through so much, guys. We have been through so much. In this country, we've been through so much. And right now, we're so divided. But can we come together on preventing mass shootings? Can we at least do that? It's not impossible. All right? It's not impossible. You guys on the left, you be vigilant. All right, you be vigilant. You pay attention. You look and you watch and you profile and all that stuff, and that's good. That's powerful. Then defensively, you leave it up to us. You leave it up to law-abiding citizens who say, you know what? You come into my kid's school, we're gonna have people there to greet them with weapons. And we're going to blow their shit away before the first responders arrive. That's it. Okay? And I know that, listen, at this school in Florida, there were 13 and 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds stepping forward to do just that. They were unarmed and they gave their lives. There were 3 ROTC kids, two 15-year-olds and a 14-year-old, one of them a girl, and they gave their lives. They didn't have any weapons. They gave their lives. So here's a little bit of the insanity last night at the CNN town hall. Dana Lash was invited on the show and was screamed at. And I've got a story from Katie Turr on CNN. I don't want MSNBC. Dear Lord in heaven. But here is Dana Lash last night trying to talk about a reasonable solution as a supporter of the NRA, which is not a terrorist organization. It's you and me. Here is Dana Lash trying to explain her position to the heckling of the crowd.
And I want to be allowed the opportunity.
You killed 17 kids. No, she didn't, actually. She didn't.
Which is why I am here to talk and have this discussion with you all and answer these questions. This is why I came down here. I don't believe that this insane monster should have ever been able to obtain a firearm. Ever.
And by the way, he shouldn't have. Okay? He shouldn't have. His home had been visited 39 times by the police. The FBI had been contacted twice. The school had disciplined him 25 times. All of the kids in school said when they heard the firing, the shooting, they knew it was Nicholas Cruz. More from Dana Lash.
I do not think that he should have gotten his hands on any kind of weapon. That's number one.
Okay. All right, so there you go. I mean, outrageous. Oh, outrageous. She's a radical. She wants babies to die, right? No. Here's where she starts to get shouted down by this crowd at CNN.
It is not federal law for states to report convictions to the NICS system. It's not federally mandated. We had 3 lawmakers on this stage, and only one of them hinted at reinforcing the background check system. It is only as good as the records submitted to it. Only one of them even got anywhere close to mentioning that. We have to have more than 38 states submit records. That's number one.
It's not just ban guns. It's not just ban a certain kind of guns. If you just believe that's it, you are doing what I call bumper sticker logic. It is whatever your ideology is spelled out on a bumper sticker. No guns. It's easy. Coexist. Very easy. It's all bull crap. War is not the answer. Bull crap. Sometimes it is, because evil needs its ass kicked. Evil needs its ass kicked. And by the way, real quick here, and I've done this and I've distilled these things, and I make fun of some of these leftist memes that have been around for years. You can't coexist when someone wants to kill you. Sometimes war is the answer. Good guy with a gun. All of these at tpublic.com conservatives, tpublic.com conservatives. That's me and a friend of mine named Sam Cangelosi. We've got 75 designs and they kick ass. Politically incorrect. Former S-hole country resident. That's fantastic. Uranium One, making Rush again with Hillary Clinton in the middle there. Veganism is an eating disorder. Deep State Farm, DNC, DOJ, FBI. Have those put on t-shirts for only $14. Or you can put them on a bunch of different stuff. But if you do that, when you see the designs there, you're going to freak. I mean, there's some really funny stuff there. All right, tpublic.com. Just look for conservatives. Back to Dana Lash.
Number 2, we have to develop better protocol to follow up on red flags.
Okay. So let's see. Larry says the town hall was a joke. It was a joke. It wasn't a town hall. It was stacked. It was like these rallies, the rallies in yesterday in Tallahassee or the day before, Washington, D.C. We know now that the walkout that kids are scheduling for March 15th has been organized by the same people who did the Women's March, and we also know that they were Soros-backed. All of these people, it's bullcrap, guys. It's AstroTurf. It's bullcrap. Don't be afraid. Okay, as a gun owner, as a Second Amendment supporter, don't be afraid. We're better armed intellectually and physically. Don't be afraid. We cannot be afraid. We cannot be afraid because we're right. Here is Dana Lash confronting Sheriff Israel. the sheriff in Parkland County, where the high school shooting happened, about all the police visits and why their department missed it and didn't flag this kid, and he was still able to buy weapons.
If we feel the totality of the circumstances rises to the level where we're concerned this person might be mentally ill, we need the power to take every firearm they have away from them and bring them to a mental health facility.
Fine.
Did not meet that standard. 39 visits, assaulting students, assaulting parents, taking bullets, and
25 times this kid was disciplined at school. He took bullets in his backpack. They said that he could not bring a backpack to school. All of these things, and everybody missed it.
knives to school. Did that not meet that standard?
Every kid in this school knew that this kid was capable of it, and when it started to happen, they knew it was him.
Well, which
Damn it!
Which are you speaking about specifically? You seem to know about all 39.
Well, I know there's one Florida statute where if he's
Don't tell
sending
me about
messages
the specific
threatening,
case.
if he's sending messages threatening to kill people, that right there, under Florida state law,
Who did he send the message to kill people to?
BuzzFeed, AP, Reuters, Yahoo News, all reported that was to other
Who was
students.
the victim?
Okay, you know what? You dropped the damn ball. Administrators dropped the damn ball. Sheriff's Department dropped the damn ball. FBI dropped the damn ball. We heard today from the assistant deputy of the FBI. He said, we dropped the damn ball. They effing blew it. They effing blew it. The government blew it. And you and I are going to pay the price for it. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball on San Bernardino. They've dropped the ball countless times, guys. But you and I somehow are going to be blamed for this because we support the Second Amendment and we're NRA members. Horse crap, man. I reject it. Here's a little bit last night from the insane CNN town hall. Father in the room, and I understand if he's a victim, his child was killed. I understand it. I would be aching too. But here he is accusing Donald Trump and Marco Rubio of the last week of being incredibly weak, which is not the case.
I want to bring in Fred Guttenberg. Fred's 14-year-old daughter, Jamie, was lost last week, and he has a question for Senator Rubio.
Senator Rubio, I just listened to your opening, and thank you. I want to like you. Here's the problem, and I'm a brutally honest person, so I'm just going to say it up front.
Yes, sir.
When I like you, you know it, and when I'm pissed at you, you know it.
Okay.
Your comments this week and those of our president have been pathetically weak.
Now, I appreciate this man's pain. I really do. But this is a tactic of some people. They say that if they disagree with you, then you are somehow unsavory in some way, shape, or form. If you disagree, if you don't say immediately agree with me and ban assault weapons, that you are weak, and that's wrong. And again, I understand. I understand the pain this man is going through. No, I don't actually. I've never lost a child, but I can just imagine how awful, how terrible it is. And you're grasping at straws and you're looking for answers. I get it. But just by saying that because someone disagrees with your solution that they're weak, that's not right. Give the man a chance to grieve. I'm not going to come down hard on him. By the way, here's Dana Lash talking about when she tried to leave last night. And if you're thinking that the CNN town hall was somehow neutral, like the glorious meeting yesterday in the White House with the president and pro-gun and anti-gun and victims and relatives and survivors, that was neutral. That was glorious. And if you haven't seen it, do. And if you haven't seen the CNN town hall, I'd watch that too. Because you're going to understand what we're up against here. Please share, by the way. Please share lots and lots and lots. My views are nice. But I want my views to be as good as all the other guys on this glorious network, whether it be Joe Biggs, whether it be whoever. Please, I think what I'm doing here, I think it's a good show. You know? I think it's a good show. So please share, will ya? I'd greatly appreciate it. Here's Dana Lash last night on what it was like in the building and trying to leave the building last night, the CNN town hall.
I want to make this super obvious point.
This is her talking about at CPAC today.
Government has proven that they cannot keep you safe. And yet, some people want all of us to disarm. You heard that town hall last night. They cheered the confiscation of firearms, and it was over 5,000 people.
Yeah.
I had to have a security detail to get out. I wouldn't have been able to exit that if I did not have a private security detail. There were people rushing the stage and screaming, "Burn her." And I came there to talk solutions, and I still am going to continue that conversation on solutions, as the NRA has been doing for before I was alive. But the government can't keep you safe, and some people want us to give up our firearms and rely solely upon the protection of the same government that's already failed us numerous times to keep us safe. And then they also call Trump a tyrant, but then say that they want the president to also confiscate our firearms. Try to figure that one out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's illogical. It's immoral. It is reactionary. It is an ideology that is locked and loaded. It is people who are looking for any opportunity, and they're not ashamed to. Even at a candlelight vigil, Debbie Wasserman Schultz made it into a political rally last week, and it's sickening. It really is. It's sickening, sickening, sickening. Let me ask you this question. Do you suppose the NRA has saved more lives or cost more lives? I would venture to say that NRA members have saved more lives than cost more lives. I would venture to say that 99+% of NRA members are responsible gun owners who would lay down their lives any day, who would run to their car, their truck, whatever, or get out their concealed carry and take out a bad guy without even hesitating. They would not run away. There have been plenty of those running away. Then you had kids at this high school in Florida who weren't armed. They were trained with firearms, don't get me wrong. They didn't have firearms. They were junior ROTC members. We can never forget these kids. These kids were as brave as the people who charged the cockpit on Flight 93, and they're just children. Never, ever forget those kids, what they did. One of those kids was invited last night to this, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Colton Hobb was invited, junior ROTC member, and he helped too. He helped as well. He survived. He's one of those kids that shielded the other kids without weapons. They had these Kevlar blankets, I guess, in one classroom, and these ROTC members said, "We're going to use these Kevlar blankets in case they come in here, and we'll stop it." And this kid survived. 3 ROTC members, they, just like the coach, shoved kids into classrooms and took bullets in the back. Unbelievable. This kid wanted to attend last night. He wanted to attend the CNN town hall. He wanted to ask a question, and they rejected his questions. They said, "You have to answer scripted questions." Here's the story from WPLJ or WPLG TV.
Experience it firsthand. I expected to be able to ask my questions and give my opinion on my questions.
But Colton Hobb, a member of the junior ROTC who shielded classmates in the midst of terror, says he did not get to share his experience.
CNN had originally asked me to write a speech and questions, and it ended up being all scripted.
Colton wrote questions about school safety, suggested using veterans as armed school security guards, but claimed CNN wanted him to ask a scripted question instead, so he decided not to go.
I don't think that it's going to get anything accomplished. It's not going to ask the true questions that all the parents and teachers and students have.
I just think that, we've had a lot of celebration of articulate kids on the left side saying that we gun control and all this. But we have, the mainstream media hasn't focused any time on the marvelous, artistic, and heroic kids who laid down their lives during this massacre. They laid down their lives, and some lost them. 3 lost them. And yet CNN is rejecting this young man, Colton Hobb. CNN is rejecting this man because he didn't have the talking points. This is a kid who hunkered down and said, "I'm going to save lives. I'm not going to run out of the building. I'm not going to run out of the building. I'm not going to wait for SWAT to arrive. I'm going to save other kids." Other kids. Just 1 second. I got to get this out. I've got to say this real quick here. Hold on. Hold on. I need to say these kids' names, and I'm ashamed that I don't know them right now off the top of my head. I should. But these 3 ROTC members who lost their lives at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High. Hold on. 3 ROTC members. You know, we always we wonder when we're going to know that when we're going to be proud of our children. And then it happens. And there are many ways that your children make you proud and you go, oh, okay, I've done something right. How would you feel if that moment was when your kid gave up their life for somebody else? How would you feel if that one defining moment when you knew that you'd done things right was when your kid gave up his or her life to save other kids? How unbelievably difficult would that be? Sorry, guys, I got kids, so, 3 cadets. Cadet Peter Wang dreamed of attending the United States Military Academy at West Point. He was accepted posthumously into West Point. Hold on 1 second. My computer's freezing up. I apologize. This just kills me because all of this stuff, all of this bull crap, all of this stuff, this all of these all of this vitriol, all this bullshit, all these whatever's going on at these these town halls and everything, all of these people who are saying that we need gun control and all this. Did you stop to think for just a gosh damn second that there were some kids who lost their lives? Who died valiantly. They weren't just victims. And I understand, and nothing against the victims. They didn't deserve anything. But there were kids there who probably saved a lot of kids' lives, and they lost theirs. And they lost theirs. Elena Petty was 14 years old. Was presented with the Medal of Heroism during a memorial on Monday. Peter Wang was there. I'm trying to find the other kid's name, and I apologize. I should know his name. But all 3 of these guys, all 3 of these kids, they, they risked their lives. And my computer's freezing up. This is terribly, terribly frustrating for me. I do apologize. But 3 kids lost their lives. And 3 kids lost their lives valiantly and showed resolve. Martin Duke is the 3rd kid. Okay? But all 3 of them lost their lives, and all 3 of their parents have got to be saying, I did it right. And then at the same time, they're saying, I lost my kid too. So they did it right. They're proud of their kids, but at the same time, they're gone. So how bittersweet, mostly bitter would it be? All right, there you go. Gary, very, very sad times. Yeah, man. Catherine, heroes. Glia, 15-year-old baby. Denny, I'm with you. It's sad. No, it's beyond sad. It's It's remarkable. It's remarkable and sad. You know, a lot of times, guys, we think of heroes on the battlefield, right? Don't we? I mean, we think of, and we give award Medal of Honor, and we do all this, and there are heroes among you. Maybe you're a hero, and maybe you were on the battlefield in Vietnam, or maybe you were on the battlefield in Desert Storm, or whatever, and you rushed into fire. These are 14 and 15-year-old kids. These are 14 and 15-year-old kids who did the same thing that my nephew did in Afghanistan. They did it with rudimentary training and no weapons. Not to take anything away from anyone who's ever served and saved lives and saved their brothers and sisters in arms, but these kids did the same thing without weapons. This is, I don't like having the debate about gun control and all this crap when they just died last week. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, we can't just dive into this debate about all of this crap without first acknowledging those who died, those who were heroes, those who lived who were heroes, those who died who were heroes. Can we just frickin' settle the F down and stop and just pray and whatever? Neither side wants to have more of these things. I don't. I'm a gun owner. I'm a Second Amendment supporter. And by God, if you call me a murderer, you're going to get a fist in the damn face. You're going to get a fist in the face. Because I'm not a murderer. The NRA is not murderers. Dwayne LaPierre is not a murderer. Dana Lash is not a murderer. Rush Limbaugh is not a murderer. Shut up. There was only one murderer, and his name is Nicholas Cruz, and he's in jail. So there you go. And I'm going to tell you again one time, and I shared this yesterday. If you're going to blame anybody, and you're going to say, you don't call anybody murder. The only murderer was the guy who did the murders. The only guy was the guy who was nuts and went in, and if there's blame to be assigned for anything, for letting it happen, and I'm not saying they have blood on their hands, local authorities, administrators, FBI. They screwed up. They effed up. All of the signs were there. There were kids. Here's a kid yesterday. Former friend of the shooter, and I played this yesterday. Ariana Lopez. Listen to what she had to say. I'm going to a couple sound bites before I go. Here, and this is the local authorities, administrators, FBI, all should have known. They're paid to protect your children. They're paid. Administrators of the school, paid to protect your children, educate and protect. Local authorities, police, paid to protect their children. 39 police calls to one house. FBI called twice to investigate this kid. Administrators told time and time again by the students, this guy is posting on Instagram all of these weapons. He's telling everybody he's planning on doing it. He's broadcasting it, and they all missed it. Here is Ariana Lopez once again.
Classmate and Florida shooting suspect Nicholas Cruz started out as any normal teenage friendship does.
He would tell me about his mom and his brother.
But she says she soon saw traits she describes as disturbing emerge.
He used to sell knives out of his lunchbox, which I thought was insane because you can't have knives. This is a school. He's like, hey guys, want some knives?
As for those haunting social media posts,
he would talk about how he sympathized with Syrian terrorists and that people who oppose them should be killed. He posted pictures of 15 or more firearms just on his bed.
And the kids were sharing this not only among themselves, they were sharing this with administrators.
This was normal. You could even see a hamper in the background. That's how how ordinary this was to him. He talked about killing our parents, our friends, boyfriends, and girlfriends.
Lopez says Cruz would follow her after school. She says she and her friends reported their concerns to school officials multiple times between 2016 and 2017. Broward County Schools has not yet responded to ABC News when asked about her claims. ABC News has learned that Douglas High School disciplined Cruz 25 times, but he remained on campus.
25 times. Here's one more soundbite from Mariana Lopez about all the kids knowing and nobody paying attention to them.
She says she felt little shock when she learned the identity of the shooter.
I knew it. We all did. Everybody who knew him, we knew it. He was the only person that could, even before they announced that he was the shooter, we all knew it was Nick. He was the only person that we could think of that would do something like this because it was obvious that he had the power to do this.
Everybody knew it. Everybody knew it and nobody listened. What is remarkable to me is that so many people did not listen to the kids then. And now that the kids are screaming, no guns, no guns, no guns, and parroting talking points of the left, now the kids have some sort of credibility, right? While the kids are in school saying, this guy's, he's a mess. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But when something happened, that's when they capitalize on the tragedy to forward a political agenda. Unbelievable, right, guys? Unbelievable. All right. I'm going to go. I greatly appreciate you joining me tonight. This isn't about sadness. This is about can we just pray? Can we just come together and remember the heroism? And can we just be freaking civil about this crap? Can we just be the people at the White House and not the people at the CNN town hall last night, which was loaded like a freaking Antifa protest? It was bullcrap. Completely scripted, and the audience vetted to be left of center and anti-gun. Unbelievable. All right. Just real quick, you see above me here, if you're not watching on Liberty One TV, we have a link here. Now you can order, we have a link. It's at libertyoneTV.com/cooker. libertyoneTV.com/cooker. Here's what you're going to be ordering. A number of products if you want to order. Terry, thank you for setting this up, by the way. libertyoneTV.cooker. You go and you order anything from pitbarrelcooker.com. We get credited with it, and it shows the power of this network, Liberty One TV, and these affiliated Facebook pages, and all of my brothers and sisters on this, all of my friends on this. You order one of these, oh, my Lord in heaven, you get that classic. It's fantastic. Tomorrow night, I'm giving away one. Tomorrow night, I'm giving away a $300 Pit Barrel Classic. Free shipping, by the way, on all these things. But anytime you go to pitbarrel.com/ hold on one second. I lost it 1 second here. Hold on. You go to libertyon.com/cooker, libertyoneTV.com/cooker. You order anything from Pit Barrel Cooker, we get credit for it. And the company, the Pit Barrel Company, they go, oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are a force to be reckoned with. All right. So libertyoneTV.com/cooker. If you'd order from there, that'd be a blessing. All right. Okay. Time for me to go. I'm on Twitch next. TWITCH. Rob Carson Show. Twitch.com. Also, if you want to download my audio podcast for free on iTunes, please do that. I need to get to hundreds of thousands of view or listens every month. There it is. Hold on. There you go. Liberty One TV, or I should say, Rob Carson Show on iTunes. Rob Carson Show on iTunes. It's right there in front of the lamp. iTunes, Rob Carson Show. The audio from this show is available there for free, and you can listen to it. In the meantime, once again, as I always say, hands clasped for those who died in Florida at the school, for those who survived, for the family members of the lost, and for all of us who are looking for answers. And we will find it, and it's not going to be about getting rid of guns. Common sense, calm heads, and hands clasped. Have a glorious evening. Tomorrow night, I will be back same time, same place, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard right here, and we will be giving away a Pit Barrel Cooker then. All right? Talk to you guys soon. Talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to The Rob Carson Show. Friend him on Facebook at Carson Show, on Twitter at Rob Carson, and on Instagram, I think Facebook and Twitter are enough for now. We'll see you soon.